artificial intelligence, machine learning, these things are getting smarter and smarter. And it's thanks to companies like Google and IBM and all these companies these large companies that are creating these platforms to really experiment with AI. We're seeing so many different types of AI being used for photographers on a regular basis, thanks to companies like Skylum and companies like Topaz, who are really pushing the limits of what's possible right now in photography with AI. But today I want to take a step back and show you some of the behind the scenes of what AI is doing. And I want to show you from Google Cloud's Vision platform what it can do in recognizing what's inside of an image. Now, if you watched my video on colorize.sg, you will recognize these two photos that I have used in that video to colorize old black and white photos. And I'm going to use that in this video as well, those two photos, to show you what Google Clouds can do behind the scenes. But before we get started, please click that subscribe button below right now. I publish new videos every Monday and Thursday whenever possible. You don't want to miss it. And karate kick the notification bell so that you get notified when the next video goes live. And a quick thank you to Mac Worldwide Warranty. I partner with them for these videos, and I get a Mac Worldwide Warranty on every product I own, including the computer and the camera that I'm recording on right now. Check out Mac Worldwide Warranty if you need coverage for your equipment, including accidental damage. So this is the Google Cloud Vision API in action. This is the sort of the behind the scenes. This is what happens when companies like Skylum utilize Google Cloud. Like I don't know if Skylum is actually using Google Cloud Vision or if they're using their own AI. I don't know, but this is what it looks like behind the scenes from a coding standpoint, what the software will be looking at. I'm going to just drag in an image. This is an image of my grandparents' house from the 40s or 50s. I don't know when it actually is. And you can see that it's actually recognizing some of the objects. It's recognizing a car. It's recognizing another car. And it's recognizing a house. It's 94% positive that this one is a car, and it's 69% positive that this is a car, and it's 61% positive that this is a house. Now, I don't know why it's not 100% positive, but hey, you know, it's okay. It still recognizes that that's what it is. We can move on to labels, and you can see that it's actually labeling some objects as well. These are basically these are like keywords that could be used. And you can see, again, all these are over 54% positive. That it's a sedan, it's a vintage car, it's a suburb, classic car, residential area, neighborhood, it's a snapshot. It's giving all these keywords that could be used. And think about this. This is all stuff that Google is now using in their search as well, which means that these keywords could, in theory, bring up this photo as well in a Google image search, depending on what you search for, right? All right. Now, if you go to web, again, here are some searches that you can do based on those keywords. We go to properties, and you can see it's giving me the color tones, the actual hex values, the RGB values, and how often it's being used. Now, of course, if this was a color photo, it would be showing it to you with the colors instead of just the grayscale colors. So you can actually pick out the color tones being used in a photo just from dragging an image right in here, which is a pretty smart thing. It also gives you some other aspect ratios and things that, may not be that useful in this case. And then safe search, it tells you how safe this would be for, is it adult photo, is it medical, stuff like that, is there violence? So it tells you that as well, which also can tell you how a photo might show up in search results. So if you are a boudoir photographer and somebody has an account that has safe search turned on, maybe you may not come up. And the way to find out is to look over here at the safe search values for that photo. And if you really wanted to, you could actually download the JSON file with all of this information in it. That's probably not very useful for most people, but you never know. For developers, it might be useful as like demo data. All right, so I'm going to reset this, and we're going to do one more photo. I'm going to do the photo from Dachau, of my wife's grandfather being liberated from a concentration camp. And you're going to see here that now it has a new thing called faces. Because there's people in it, it's actually going to show me that. And it's showing me how many people are happy, how many people are wearing headwear, and all these different things. And you can see that there's a lot of people who are happy because they were liberated. There's a bunch of people wearing headwear because they probably made it themselves. There's some people that are angry. There's some sorrow. There's some surprise. It's there. It's not a lot, but it's there. There's a lot more joy than there is anything else, and that makes sense, doesn't it? They were just liberated from a concentration camp. You can see the next face. It's basically going one by one, and it's showing you, again, headwear, joy, headwear, and it's going face by face of all the faces it can detect, right? And that's really, really cool thing. It's telling you what the facial expressions are. We go to object, and you're going to see men over men over men. So many men are being detected. No women have been detected at this one. And of course, a flag has been detected. This is a homemade flag that they made to welcome the American troops. We go to label, and again, you're seeing all these things that are recognized: troops, rebellion, military officer, infantry. Now, these are not military. These are, people who were kept as basically as slaves in the concentration camp. It's not perfectly accurate, but it's got a good idea of what it actually is. We go to web, and these are all different things that might be relevant search terms. And you can actually, click on these and bring up the actual search. And you can see where this image actually shows up. So this image is in the Holocaust Museum, so it shows up a lot of places. It even shows up on Getty Images and so on. There's a lot of places where this can be found. And then again, it's going to show you dominant colors. If I was to, and I will actually drop in the color version of this so you can see the colors that it will pick. As you saw earlier with the other photo, it's showing me the grayscale. And then Safe Search. It's showing me that it's a little bit of violence, right? It does recognize it is a Holocaust photo, so it is going to show a little bit of violence here, but otherwise Safe Search is okay. Now let's reset this. I'm going to drop in the color just so you can see that it's also picking up the colors in the with the hex values. I'm going to go to, I think it was, what was it, web or properties? Properties. So here it's picking up the colors. You can see the colors that it's choosing, giving me the hex values and the RGB values and how much that is actually used. So like this part of the sky is 53%, this part of the sky is 21%, this part of the sky is 9%, skin tones you're talking, 2% and so on. So all this is right there, which is really cool. So that is Google Cloud Vision. That is the behind the scenes of what Google is doing for any developers, any software using Google Cloud Vision in their tools. This is sort of what data is given to that software. And I think it's so cool to see how accurate and how much value can be provided from this artificial intelligence to software. Because that means that, for example, Skyloom's Accent AI can actually pull in the sky because it literally recognizes the sky. It literally recognizes the sky and the sky's tones and the colors and things like that. It can literally pull in details from clothing or from the dents in cars because it recognizes those objects as well. So I hope you enjoy this other video on artificial intelligence in photography. I've got an entire series of videos that are about artificial intelligence in photography and photography software and whatnot. So be sure to check that out. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one.